First thing you learn when you become a young Marine, you check a weapon. If someone tells you that weapon's clear, it's good, you could smack them in the face. It's a tragedy. Tragedy.
So there we go. If you take anything from this video, that's the lesson. Check your weapon. This is Harvey Keitel. He was a former Marine before he became an actor, so he knows what he's talking about. So what I'm going to do in this video is run through what's been going on, what has been going on with the whole case, because it first started out. I'll leave some video links up there. You can run through the timeline. It first started out that they were talking about they got shot with blanks. And a lot of people were saying, "Oh, you can't die from blanks." So I did a video showing how blanks are dangerous. And then it came out that oh no, it was a live round. It was a live round, and then recently Halyna Hutchins Reid saying that there was no live rounds on set, which is absolute rubbish, because it turns out they were talking about that they were using the prop guns for shooting practice, popping beer cans in their downtime. And obviously using live rounds. So there's obviously live rounds there. And there's also, the police found 500 rounds of ammunition, So everyone's trying to cover their ass here, I'm just sort of written some notes because there's so many things here. And then another thing that came out was that Halyna Hutchins Reid was a financial dominatrix. And I've done a video, I'll leave that up there too. Look for that one, the financial dominatrix. They basically get guys to pay for their lifestyle. So there's a bit of smear campaigning going here. Alec Baldwin and the PR, I guess, are trying to smear Hannah and blaming David Halls as well, the assistant director. A lot of things going on behind the scenes here. Actually, I might show you. We'll get Alec Baldwin's Twitter account up so you can see what's going on here. Let's get over here, and I'll show you what's going on. Let's get the browser up. Yeah, so crazy stuff. This is Alec Baldwin's Twitter account. So obviously his PR team's going for the angle that here we go. So before handing a revolver that he declared cold to Alec Baldwin on the set of film Rust, Dave Halls, an assistant director, told the detective he should have inspected each round in chamber according to an affidavit, but he did not. So they're trying to push the blame to Dave Halls, but I'm on Harvey Keitel's side. If somebody tells you that it's a cold gun, you slap them in the face. It's like, nah, I'm checking it myself. I don't believe you. And especially, it was well known that Halyna Hutchins Reid was, this is like her second film. She was green. Her dad apparently was very well known and well respected in the industry and was teaching her. But she was, she said straight out that loading blanks and that was her biggest fear. So obviously she didn't know. Maybe she didn't know how to identify him. Because I was looking at, let's see if we can get some. Because if you look at the photos of what dummy, you got blanks, you got dummy rounds, you got live ammunition. So I'm just gonna put dummy rounds. See some photos, get some photos up. Because you can get the ones that are like these yellow ones, that are like fully blocked out with the plastic inserts, but these are probably more of what they're talking about. You see here, these are like dummy rounds. So you got like a hollow where the striker is. It's all hollow, so you're not actually. You can't fire it. There's no gunpowder in it. It's all hollow, So obviously she's not too experienced loading these things up. This is my theory. This is my speculation. She wasn't too experienced loading them up, and she put some live rounds in that they were using for shooting practice at the set, downtime on the set. So that's my theory at the moment. what really went on. It's, if I was going to sum it up, I've written some notes here, written horseplay during lunch. So yeah, because the rehearsal was after lunch, so they could have been mucking around on their lunch break, playing around with the guns, firing them off, doing the target practice on the beer cans during lunch. Maybe Hannah was continuing her lunch and just left the cart, because apparently the cart was just left there unattended as well. That's another, just a comedy of errors, just absolute schmozzle, the whole set. Apparently there was a couple of other armourers that were, given the opportunity to take the job on. And they looked through and they thought, budget's low, looks a bit rushed. There's only 21 days shooting. And they sort of said, no, I'm not going to take this job. And apparently one of them said that he had a bad feeling, a gut feeling that, something's going to go wrong in this set because it just doesn't feel right, the way they've presented it to him. So, unbelievable. So let's have a look at my notes here. Yeah, I wrote down that, Hannah was maybe confused about the blanks, the dummies, which I've shown here. That's what I really think went on. I think the cart was unattended. She probably loaded up the gun for the scene, because apparently Dave Halls looked at it and he saw 3 chambers. He obviously saw the 3 chambers, saw the dummy rounds in there, and checked the other 3, because this was a Colt 45. So let's look up Colt 45 revolver. Yeah, it's a classic Western revolver. You've seen them, 6-shooter, Colt 45 revolver. I get a picture of that. So yeah, it's a classic 6-shooter. You got the does it show the chambers here? Actually, there's an exploded view of it. So yeah, something on eBay selling a. So there we go, six chambers there you've got. So it's easy. You spin the chamber, you look at it, you look in there, and you look in the barrel as well. Make sure there's nothing in there. That's what it should have been done. Easy as. Nothing too difficult, but they couldn't do it, obviously. So that's what I think went on. Hannah might have loaded the gun and said to the assistant director, I've got it all set up for the rehearsal, because what was going on was apparently it was inside the church. You see on the videos, the aerial shot of the church. Apparently it was in the pews, and Alec Baldwin was practicing with the DP, Halyna Hutchins, and Joel Suez. They were practicing, unholstering and putting their gun towards the camera. And of course, they were using dummy rounds, so you could see down the barrel that there was a round chambered in the revolver there. So, and but the thing is, why did he pull the trigger? Why did he pull the trigger? I don't think it was necessary. Just when they were rehearsing, don't know if that was part of the scene. Maybe there was a bit of horseplay there. It's pure speculation. But yeah, that's what was meant to be going on, and it's just bad. It's just bad planning that you've got. It should have been a remote camera, even in rehearsal. It should have been a remote camera. Even if they did all the checks, you still assume that every gun that you're handling is live and can shoot real bullets. It is live round in the chamber, because accidents like this happen otherwise if you don't follow the strict safety protocols. So yeah, it's just a total schmozzle. Every error you could think of actually happened, and then resulted in this tragedy of Halyna Hutchins tragically passing away from this. Yeah, so what do you guys think? That's my theory. I think that, and of course, Hannah is denying that there was live rounds, and I don't think that's. They're going to have some eyewitnesses saying that, we used to fire off live rounds, mucking around, shooting beer cans. That was the rumours going around, and I'm pretty sure they're correct. And that could be why a lot of them walked off set too. There was things about gun safety. Apparently, Dave Halls was ejected from a set for mishandling a gun. And that's it. Another little thing. Another little thing that caught my attention was that they were complaining about these weapons misfiring. And I was thinking, hang on, misfiring. That would indicate that she's maybe getting mixed up between the dummy rounds and the blank rounds. She's putting dummy rounds in, and they go, "Hang on a minute, we're not getting like a little bang here." And it's like, "Oh shit," And apparently she wasn't loading it properly, unsafely. Lots of little things with this new armourer, very green armourer, and yeah, so what's the other? There was another clip here. I'll just show you quickly. I think it was that one there. Here we go. Let's get this clip up. I'll just show you quickly. It's this one here. Come on, load up.
Police in the US are yet to clear Alec Baldwin over his role in the accidental shooting death of a colleague on a film set in New Mexico. Nine's Michael Genovese is live in Santa Fe, New Mexico.
So you see there the church.
Nine's Michael Genovese is live
That they were shooting the scene in. And you'll see Hannah here in a second.
in Santa Fe, New Mexico, where the sheriff has spoken for the first time. Jenna, what did he say?
Well, Alec, he made it clear that Alec Baldwin is still central in this investigation, along with two others, the film's armourer, who's in charge of the props, and also David Halls, who's the assistant.
So this is from a TikTok. So she's mucking around on TikTok here. My initial, apparently a lot of the armourers are like professional, like ex-cops and everything. I think she got the job because her dad had such a good reputation. That's why she got into armory, but I don't know, maybe I judged too harshly. But to me, she doesn't look. She actually looks like this girl called Cocaine Cassie Sainsbury that was in Australia. She was smuggling drugs from Colombia and so forth. And look her up, Cocaine Cassie. You'll see the resemblance. But yeah, she was doing some weird TikTok stuff here. Let's have a look.
Director, the man who gave Alec Baldwin that gun. All three face further questioning. Take a listen.
Would you trust? Would you trust her with weapons? Come on. Says Dave Halls. I'll listen to the police officer now, the sheriff.
Listen to the sheriff.
Sorry, is Alec Baldwin considered a person of interest right now?
No, that's you.
He's obviously the person that fired the weapon. So we're going to continue interviewing and getting the facts of his statements and the evidence and the case and possible witnesses or anybody that has any information. So right now, he is an active part of this investigation.
The sheriff says it's clear that this is an example of complacency, but does it amount to criminal negligence? Well, the investigation continues, and at this stage, no charges have been laid. Ali?
Thanks for that, Jenna.
So there we go. So that's the latest. This was yesterday. It hasn't really changed much today. So not really anything to update, but let's have a look. We'll get back to the Twitter. So this is Alec Baldwin's Twitter. So he's been hammering down the point that Alec Baldwin was told prop gun was safe before fatal shooting. So he's doing these retweets here. Actually, that's not a retweet. That one is a retweet, but this one is not. Let's go through here. People are just not buying it, So that was when it first happened. He's saying he's no words to convey the shock and sadness. But yeah, let's have a look at some of the comments on this. Will be interesting. So hit the wrong one. Hit that one. There we go. Let's have a look at what are people saying. Someone says, you're equally responsible. Would you have pointed that gun at your daughter and pulled the trigger knowing you didn't check the gun first and confirm it was empty? Good point. Good point. Redundancy saves lives. So that's saying that, the armourer checks, assistant director checks, and then the talent, the actor checks as well. So you got 3 checks. That's the way it should go. Didn't the armor give it to him, who in turn gave it to you? He should have inspected it, but not you. Yeah, so not many people supporting. Like, when it first came out, Alec was getting a lot of support, and now they're sort of going, oh, hang on a minute. Come on. You should have checked. Here we go. Is this a confession? There were multiple rounds in the gun, Alec Baldwin confirms. Pretty sure there was. Yeah. Why didn't you check it? That is a protocol accordingly. His supervisors like Alec should have been properly supervising him through and meeting IATSE's demands to have a safe set. Yeah, this is just unbelievable the way it's panning out. Yes, this one says, listen to your lawyers, stop posting. I was thinking that too. If it's going to go to court, he shouldn't be posting. Should not be posting anything. But, yeah. As a producer, he is responsible for everything that happens within the production. So I'm just scrolling through this. This is like, I haven't even pre-read these. I'm just going through. So I'm not seeing anyone supporting him at the moment. I think everyone's turned on him. Sorry, Alec, but if you handle the gun last, you're responsible for the damage it causes when it goes off. Rule number 1, always treat the gun as loaded. Doesn't get any simpler than that. What's this? Is this true? Halls was assistant director on The Crow when Brandon Lee was killed. This can't be a coincidence, can it? I don't know. Somebody look into that, because I'm not going to... Hey, let's look into it. I'm curious now. Let's put in, was David... We'll put David Halls, assistant director on The Crow. Crow, here we go. It doesn't sound like it. I think somebody made it up. There we go. Assistant director, 83. I don't think he's 83 years old. That's that one. Hang on. Actor Brownlee was killed. No, assistant director believed the gun he gave ball. No. I don't know. I don't want to. Actor Brownlee? No. Somebody look that up, because I'm not going to go through it. Hang on a minute. Worked on the sequel to The Crow. Alec Baldwin, the star-loaded gun assistant director, worked on the sequel to The Crow, in which Brandon Lee was killed. So it was a sequel. It wasn't the actual The Crow. So I didn't think so. Set of The Crow. The assistant director who allegedly handed Baldwin a loaded gun on the set of The Crow. Well, so you're getting this mixed up. It was Russ, not The Crow. Allegedly handed Alec Baldwin a loaded gun on the set, which resulted in Brandon Lee's worked on the sequel to The Crow. So there we go. So yeah, somebody's got there. I didn't think so. That was my initial impression. I didn't think so. So let's clear that. That clears that up. Saves me doing another video. All right. So yeah, you can run through these. Why is Alec retweeting this? Blah, blah, blah. Why are there 4 dummy casings in 1 live round? And if somebody saw this, why was the gun handed to Alec? Because they didn't see it. That's the problem. They didn't see it. So that's the latest. Apparently it was 4 and 1. This is 3 hours ago. Still responsible for you to check it. Why on earth would you just simply take someone's word for something as dangerous as that? Goes back to Harvey Keitel saying, if somebody says to get the gun safe, give them a slap. Check it yourself. There we go. All right, guys. I think that's long enough. This video. It's been running a little bit too long. Okay, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you got some good info from it. I've run through what I think was happening. I think there's a lack of experience by the armourer, lack of checking by assistant director Dave Halls, and also Alec Baldwin should have checked as well, and this never would have happened. Any one of those 3 things, if there's 3 failures basically, the armourer, assistant director, and the talent absolutely stuffed us rightly up. It's not going to go away. There's going to be charges laid for sure. Yeah. How could there not be? If not criminal charges, there'll be civil charges, that's for sure. And I think whoever's got the money, Alec Baldwin, is going to be paying up, I think. So that's my theory. Tell us what you think down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.